Welcome back to the Abundant Living University. I'm your host, Glenn Ullman. Today's on the topic of university. As you know, I was in Italy, and as a former Air Force pilot, I'm always struck by the change in technology. And what struck me is the return trip from Italy to Atlanta is about 11 hours. When I flew AWACS, which was a 707 with 4 engines, our maximum range before landing or aerial refueling was about 9.5 hours. Again, we had 4 engines. At that time, we did not have GPS. It hadn't been invented yet. We had what we called INS, which was a series of 3 gyros backed up by our navigator taking what we called cell shots, where they would look at the stars and make sure we were on track. So it's really amazing to get on an airplane, take off from Rome, have an electronic suite on the front of the seat in front of me, so the seat back, 5 to 10 different movies, video games. I have a moving map that tells me exactly where I am relative to the ground. And it's all done on 2 engines. 11 hours, 2 engines. We probably had another 2.5 hours worth of fuel on board. And although the food quality is not as good as it used to be, the technology that allows us to do that on probably 30% of the fuel that we used when we flew AWACS is truly revolutionary. Now, I've attached to this video even more revolutionary things as the space shuttle is ending its last voyage in space. We now have a whole new generation of private spacecraft launched by private industry. And there's a video that I'm going to attach, supplied by a dear friend and client, to show just how much innovation is continuing to press forward. Again, because we're inside of it, we forget. I had a client meeting several days ago, and I said to the 2 people who were in front of me, who were in their 70s, what's the first airplane you ever flew on? Figuring I'd get 707. DC-3. Well, those of you who are old enough to remember, a DC-3 had 2 or 4 propellers and sat back on its tail-dragging gear. When you flew on a DC-3, you may have had beautiful white tablecloths and linen service, but you certainly didn't get there very quickly. So the things that we take for granted, just a reminder that we live in a remarkable time with exponential growth in technology, how we operate in our world, the ease of communication, whether by Skype or text or email or a phone. And of course, travel is so much easier today than it ever has been in the past. As always, welcome your comments. We'll talk to you again soon.